Wealth is spiritual. And since wealth is spiritual, if I'm going to attract or create or produce wealth, then I have to operate on a level of value that delivers a higher level of spiritual value, not necessarily a higher level of material value. And one of the reasons we buy into this lie is because people think that wealth is, in its essence, in its nature, materialistic. But it's not. In fact, I'll prove it to you. I think I will. So hopefully I have $1. I used to have $1. I do have $1. Okay. So I've got $1. That's $1. Is it upside down? It's upside down. That's $1. I had George Washington standing on his head. That's $1. That's $1. Okay. This is $100. Anybody have a penny I can borrow? I'll give it back, I promise. Just a penny. Yeah, I like that idea. Probably not. So I want to show you something that's going to blow your mind, I think. It blows my mind when I think about it. So $100 is worth more. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Siobhan. Okay, so y'all see me? Y'all see me? Okay, I have in this hand a penny. Say, why are you doing your hands like that? That's what magicians do when they get money. They start doing stuff like this. I don't even know what it means, right? Okay, so I have in this hand a penny. I have in this hand a $100 bill. I'm going to ask y'all a question. If you're watching on YouTube, you can answer in the chat. Okay? This is not a trick question. This is not a trick question. This is not a trick question. Which one's worth more, the penny or the $100 bill? Is everybody going to answer? Everybody has to answer. Okay, which one's worth more, the penny or the $100 bill? Okay, thank you. Now, every time I ask that, even though I say 3 times it is not a trick question, somebody will always say the penny. So let's address that first. No, it's not a judgment play. It's not a judgment play. I'm showing you something about how stuff that's going on inside of us that we're not even aware of. We got to inventory of junk all up in here. We don't even know is in here. Here's why, even though I said clearly, this is not a trick question, this is not a trick question, this is not a trick question, so I'd rather have, then that's the one that's worth the most. Okay, now, why do people say the penny? It doesn't matter how big the crowd is, doesn't matter how small the crowd is, somebody always says the penny. Why? Somebody always says the penny for 2 reasons. Number one, we've been programmed in a miseducational, misdirectional system, AKA the government indoctrination camps, child prisons, schools, whatever you want to call them, to believe that if an answer is too obvious, it must be the opposite. So we don't even realize that the so-called educational system has programmed us to ignore the simple truth and find a complicated lie. And we can't even help it. We spend too much time there. Secondly, we say the penny because we think, well, the material that the penny is made out of, hang in there with me, am I telling the truth? This copper is worth more than this paper, right? How many of y'all were doing those mental jumping jacks even if you said the $100 bill? Exactly. Right? The copper's worth more. He's asking this for a reason. He must be asking this because the copper is worth more than the paper. Even though I said money is not materialistic. But watch this. We believe it is materialistic because that's the lie we've been told. And so when we look at it and somebody asks a question that's obviously the $100 bill, we're going to say the penny because now we have to start figuring out and rationalizing why the penny is worth more. What's worth more because the material the penny's made out of is worth more than the material the $100 bill's made out of. Or if you could take 100 pennies, that's way more. That material is worth way more than this material, but this is still worth more. This is worth 10,000 times as much as this, even though both of them are basically worthless. There's no gold backing this. This is fiat currency. What does fiat mean? They made it up. That's what it means. It means there's nothing backing it. Nixon took us off the gold standard in 1973, I think, maybe 71. He took us off. There's nothing backing it. Okay, so if there's nothing back in it, how can a $100 bill be worth anything? How can a penny be worth anything? Well, two reasons. Number one, this is worth more than this because of the message it carries. This says 1 cent, which means 1% of $1. This one says $100, which means 100 times $1. Now, say, what does that mean? That tells us that's one of the clues that money is spiritual. How's that a clue that money is spiritual? Here's how. Language is something that only belongs to spiritual beings. Only spiritual beings can understand language. Birds can't read. Dogs can't write. Elephants can't count. So we have language, and the language denotes it's spiritual because it's language. And then the other reason a $100 bill is worth $100 is because we believe it is. The only thing backing this currency is faith. Now let me ask you a question about faith. Is faith a physical attribute or spiritual? Is it material or physical or spiritual? It's spiritual. So the essence of money, the essence of wealth is spiritual in its nature. Now, the spiritual substance in the Bible that has represented wealth throughout all eternity is gold. We know that. And I used to wonder when I was a kid, now you probably never wondered this, but